What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here. We're over in the item shop screen because my Fortnite's been kind of laggy today, and I know one of the ways to fix it is basically to restart my computer, but I don't want to do that, so I want to get today's video out for you guys. But we're going to be doing a part 2 to talk about the Adira FN info leaks over on Twitter. Now, yesterday's video, we mentioned some of these leaks, and we talked about some of the things that was actually being revealed over on social media, but I also mentioned to stay skeptical because of the fact that, as with every insider, regardless of how accurate or inaccurate they are, you gotta take things with a grain of salt, right? Things can take years to come out in Fortnite, and there's other times when, stuff is actually accurate for a while, and then Epic Games might start feeding false information or false things to catch the specific insiders in order to get them fired or whatever else it might be. But of course, even when things are real, and even when things are being worked on behind the scenes, as we've seen with stuff like the Extraction collaboration that was planned all the way back when Donald Mustard was in Fortnite, or I guess, the main guy for Fortnite, things can just kind of disappear and be scrapped last minute when even like a skin body mesh is fully completed. So with that said, I want to start off today's video by saying Adira FN info appears to be right now with all the information they've been giving, and it's interesting to see how they've been getting this information kind of out of nowhere, and they kind of just popped up this month. I haven't really heard of them before, but more power to them, right? I don't care who the insider leaks come from as long as they're real leaks, right? But they made a leak that we had talked about yesterday where it said the 28 years later collaboration, as you can see we're in a 28 years later tab, would be coming to Fortnite the night of that video that I ended up posting, but they ended up mentioning it before we ever got any strings or any leaks or anything relating to this collaboration, and they said it was only going to be a back bling and a pickaxe. And as you can see right here, we have a pickaxe. I can go ahead and swing it real quickly for you guys. We have ourselves a back bling. We can go ahead and look on it on the actual back. I thought it had edit styles, but I guess it doesn't. I guess that it's just because this over here has the plus button because reactivity, but we ended up getting both of those things just as they said on the exact same day they said it, which is wild to see. And then another leak we had actually talked about in a previous video was an Adventure Time Wave 2, which was supposed to include Fiona, Cake, Earl of Lemon Grab, and Ice King, and we ended up getting a small leak after the newest update came out regarding Earl of Lemon Grab having a string. However, we've now gotten the official reveal of the brand new skins. I'll go ahead and pop both of them on screen. I'm going to go ahead and move Earl of Lemon Grab right here over to the other monitor so it makes it a little bit nicer. But both of these ended up actually getting announced after this Adira person had actually mentioned it. However, there is one small thing here. You may notice, okay, we got Fiona, we got Cake, we got Earl of Lemon Grab, but we don't actually have Ice King, and that was leaked to have like a skin set, or I've also heard some people mention it was only supposed to have a drum kit or something like that. And even though we don't have any images or videos or anything of Ice King from this Adventure Time Wave 2 collaboration, it does appear like it's still happening because Epic Games has been interacting with other people on social media, talking about Ice King, kind of like hyping it up a little bit. People will be like, hey, where's Ice King in this collaboration? To which, Epic Games on the Fortnite account will just reply with a little like thinking emoji or something like that in order to just kind of get people a little bit more excited for the mysterious unknown parts of everything else going on here. However, with that said, with the revelation of all these things kind of coming true, I wanted to talk about two other leaks that have been mentioned by Adira FN Creative, or FN Info, mind you, I said the wrong name, and something that's a little bit disappointing. So firstly, if we go down to the jam track category, and hopefully this doesn't lag the recording, we recently got the Chainsaw Man Iris Out jam track. Yeah, I need to play some Save the World so I can actually get that because I like Chainsaw Man. And this was a jam track that came out shortly after people started hyping up a Chainsaw Man collaboration. People were mentioning, oh, we might get skins in the next like 2 months or something, into the next season or whatever else. But it was an interesting situation, and it was kind of hyped up, and I kind of talked about it a little bit more in a previous video, because they actually used the artist credit for another Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie / manga jam track that was actually going to be called Jane Doe, which was the ending song to the movie. And that was something that was pretty interesting to see, because how would you accidentally get the two artist credits mixed up unless you were working on both at the same time? Could it be just because they were grabbing from the same movie and they accidentally grabbed the wrong credit, opening versus outro? Yes, that is a possibility, but it still, went along with all the other leaks and stuff we were getting. However, according to Adira FN Info, we're not getting a full Chainsaw Man collaboration anytime soon. As of right now, it appears the only part of the collaboration that Adira is at least aware of is this jam track, which is a little bit disappointing to hear about. But of course, it isn't the end of the world, right? You know, there's more arcs from the manga that can actually be animated into the anime. They can make more movies. They're currently working on the Assassin's arc animation, and there's a lot of things for them to do there, so there's always the future. I mean, there's other collaborations that we've gotten, like Kaiju number 8, that I never would have thought would have come to Fortnite, so it's really cool to see that. But since we're talking about anime, let's talk about another collaboration that has been leaked by Adira FN Info, which is Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling, according to Adira FN Info, is confirmed to come into Fortnite within the next month. Now, this could be sooner than a month, it could be next week, it could be next update, I guess you would say. It could be the final update of the season, but it appears that during this current season, we're going to be getting a Solo Leveling collab. And I don't believe there was any extra info, but I'll go ahead and pull up their Twitter real quickly to read the tweet fully out to you guys. It says, Solo Leveling X Fortnite collab is confirmed coming soon, likely only 1 month more after a very long wait. Maybe you hope for different info, sorry if you're disappointed. There are many rumors and many leaks to share soon, so it's pretty interesting to actually see this. Now, since we are talking about all this type of stuff, I feel like I could go ahead and talk to you guys about some of the other information that they've gone ahead and posted about. According to Adira FN, they have no info about a Silent Hill collaboration, no info about Teto coming over to the game, which is, you know, the Kasane Teto actual thing or whatever else that's supposed to be with the whole Vocaloids, you know, with Miku and all that type of stuff. In terms of other things they've actually ended up mentioning, apparently stuff like Sonic having more of a collaboration in Fortnite other than just Kicks is just rumors, and there's no currently confirmed information. No information about Demon Slayer coming to the game as well, which is something that we have heard about, you know, rumored a long time ago, but Adira doesn't have any info on it. Adira also doesn't have any info from the whole Fallout stuff, you know, with like Lucy from Fallout or everything else, but they do have more leaks they plan on posting slowly over time, so it's interesting to actually see. But I think it's nice to see that they're not fully discrediting stuff like, you know, Fallout Lucy coming over to Fortnite, which has happened to Call of Duty recently, or other stuff like Demon Slayer, all these other collaborations, because they're simply saying, I don't have info about those rumors, right? And I think that's respectable to actually see. They're not like, nope, these are fake, I can guarantee it. They're like, it might be real, might not be, I don't have anything about it, but it is at least nice to see that some of these other things that they've been made aware of are set to happen soon. Solo Leveling, you know, all of the stuff I've mentioned in today's YouTube video, and it's pretty interesting to just overall see. Anyways, to add on to one final collaboration that we had mentioned in the previous video, it appears that the Adventure Time cosmetics, or not Adventure Time, but the regular show cosmetics, which is supposed to be Mordecai as a skin, Skips as a skin, and then Rigby as a sidekick, is still set to actually happen because there has been, I guess, a Lego model that's been leaked in the files or something, or there's been something leaked in the files recently that leads us to believe that, on top of the Adira FN Info leaks. So a lot of stuff happening very, very soon in the game. Until next time, however, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.